Hello everyone, this is me Pooja Training Wali from Rehan AI Teachers Training Level 2. I hope you all are doing well. I warmly welcome you all to my Task to Success show where we meet with different personalities and come to know about their experience, their life journey, and their success story. So today we have been joined by an honorable guest. His name is Mike Armstrong. So I'm very thankful to Mike Armstrong that he accepted my invitation and gave me an opportunity to know much more about him. So let's welcome Mike Armstrong. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you, and I'm enjoying the process of being interviewed by the students and the teachers of the Rehan School, and I'm happy to be here and answer whatever questions you have. So fire away.
Okay, so it means that you have given many interviews to Rihanna School students.
I have, yes, I've been helping lots of them with their task of interviewing 200 entrepreneurs over the year. Hopefully, I'll help them in a lot more ways because I'm going to put together a list of people. I've interviewed myself 400 entrepreneurs on my podcast, and I know a lot of people through networking. So I'm going to put
Okay,
together
that's great.
I'll put together a list so that we can, get lots more interviews done from entrepreneurs around the world that I've met over the years.
Okay, thank you so much for supporting Rihanna School for interview sessions. And I have also found your profile from someone who is a student of Rihanna School and also conducted interview with you. So I also found you from there. Okay, so Mike, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm an entrepreneur since the age of 11. I'm also a former corporate sales director, so I did have a job in the corporate world, if you like. But I always considered myself self-employed and an entrepreneur whilst being employed, because I've always been in roles where you get out of life and you get out money from what you put in. And so the more you put in, the more you do, the more you get out. So that's how sales works. You earn commissions and bonuses, etc. The more you work and the more you do. So I've spent a life.
Exactly.
I've spent a life as an entrepreneur, really, in my mind, whether I've been employed or self-employed. I'm self-employed now, and I run my own businesses. But even when I was employed, I was always doing more than others and learning more and achieving more because I had an entrepreneurial mindset. And so I'm a coach, author, speaker, mentor, podcaster, content creator. I've taught myself most of those things, and I've learned off others in areas I couldn't teach myself. Um, and I like to give back to others because I've had a life of learning, and I know a lot of information, and I'm willing to share it. Not everyone is, but I like helping people. I like teaching people. I like learning, and so that's why I do what I do.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. And I also get much more inspiration after come to know about your journey. Okay, so the one very major question and very interesting question arise on my mind that you are also known as the Welsh Dragon, and here you have also mentioned Welsh Dragon with your name. So, what is the story behind it, and how did you earn this unique nickname?
Okay, yeah, well, that's it's interesting because the Welsh Dragon is part of my personal branding and part of my persona. And what it shows every time I get interviewed, people are always fascinated by the name and what it means, etc. So that shows that if you're authentic with yourself and authentic with your name and your branding, but you create something unique and different, people are curious and people want to know about it. And that's a great way of being remembered.
Absolutely.
It's a great way of being remembered. It's a great unique identifier. Yeah. If you pick a name that's relevant to you, and the Welsh Dragon, I didn't pick, I didn't choose it. It chose me. It was a nickname which I got called during my days on Clubhouse, which was an audio social media platform I was on a lot during 2020. I spent about a year on it, really. Um, And some days I was on it 24/7, and other days I was on it, for like 16 hours a day or something like that. I was on it a lot. I'm Welsh and patriotic, and so I had my Welsh flag, which has got a dragon on it, as my background in my profile for Clubhouse, because you couldn't see each other, but you could talk to each other. But you had to have a profile. And I put the Welsh flag in there because it's like when I go on holiday, I always wear my Welsh rugby or Welsh football tops, etc. Because I like meeting new people, but I also like meeting people from my local community as well. And when you wear Welsh stuff, people from Wales will come and reach out to you. And it's the same when I was on Clubhouse. I
Yeah.
met entrepreneurs from all around the world, but I also met some Welsh people I'd never met before as well because of my Welsh Dragon flag. And when I used to set up events and create events and stuff on the platform, people would say like, "Oh, look out for the Welsh Dragon," and that sort of like stuck, and then that became my nickname. And at some point, I decided actually I'll lean into that because I'm very proud to be Welsh. I would consider myself a fire-breathing dragon. I'm very energetic, very enthusiastic. I like to breathe fire into the next generation of entrepreneurs. I'm very much into motivation and getting people fired up and enthusiastic, etc. I want to become a global speaker, which means you've got to position yourself uniquely. You've got to be different to stand up from the crowd. I'm also a award-winning networker. I do a lot of networking events, and people meet a lot of people at networking events, and they meet a lot. They get to try and remember a lot of names and that sort of thing. And there's a lot of Mike Armstrongs in the world as well, and I do SEO and search engine optimization, and I'm always looking to stand out from the crowd of not just people, but the crowd of Mike Armstrongs too. And so there's lots of Mike Armstrongs. There's lots of people that people meet when they go networking, but there's only one Welsh Dragon, and people remember that. They're interested by it. They're intrigued by it, and it suits me. It's my personality. So that's the sort of story behind it. It didn't. It wasn't a master stroke to use the name. It actually found me, but it was a master stroke to decide to lean into it and leverage it and use it for your personal brand. So, and that comes from experience, it comes from knowledge, it comes from various aspects. But I knew it would be good for me, and that question proves it is. So, thanks for the question, and that's how I become known as the Dragon.
Okay, okay, Mike. Now I come to know the story behind the Welsh dragon. The way in which you have described me the story, and now I have come to know about it. Okay, so Mike, can you share your entrepreneurial journey and what inspired you to start your first business?
So my entrepreneur journey has been a roller coaster of crazy opportunities and situations and experiences. It's been a long journey. It started at a young age at 11. It started out of the need for wanting to make money so I could do and have the things I wanted. I was raised by a single mum for a while after a divorce, and she did the best she could for us and taught me so much in life. But I realized I needed to stand on my own 2 feet and do more if I wanted to have more and be more and do more. So I started making money however I could, hustling as a young hustler, buying and selling things and spotting opportunities in the market and filling them, doing paper rounds and other jobs, work for my uncle's salvage yard, just anything I could do to make some money and to learn and to grow and develop. I then started in sales at 15 in a career as self-employed sales. In between finishing school and starting college, I decided to try and make money, that way in sales. I did quite well at it. I learned. I was always willing to learn and improve, which made me get better. So I started earning more money. I decided then when I went to college, I worked evenings and weekends around college, but I decided I was where I needed to be to get to where I wanted to be in life, which was to be at that time a managing director of a company or a managing director of my own company, inspired by someone like Sir Richard Branson, who was having fun whilst making money, and I wanted to do the same thing. Um, so I decided not to go to university because I was in a place I could grow and develop into what I wanted to be anyway. So I didn't want to get the cost of going to university added, to the weight of my life. I just thought I could just go through and carry on in a sales career. And as I was entrepreneur hustler at the age of 11, whenever opportunities come to do side hustles, I always sort of ventured towards them. So I run my own nightclub business, promotional business when I was 23. I did a Swarovski crystal shoe and handbag business while I was employed in the corporate world. So I was doing that on the side, working evenings and weekends, whilst working, 70 hours a week in a full-time job as well. So I was working like 100 hours a week or more. But I don't, I can work as long as I need to because I enjoy what I do, and so it doesn't feel like work. Um, and then after I decided to leave my corporate career and get out of the rat race and live life on my terms fully, I went self-employed as a sales and marketing consultant, helping other people to achieve, a similar thing, a lifestyle on their terms, solving problems,
Yeah.
gaining customers, and enjoying life. And that's what I've been doing ever since, really. I pivoted as well into the hospitality industry because an opportunity or a couple of opportunities come my way. So I grasped them and I run with them. And that's why now I also run a hotel bar and event venue. That's sort of like one of my business ventures, but I do lots of other things. Um, but my journey is it's a roller coaster. It's very long. I do a lot of things. I say yes to opportunities. I take risks. I do whatever I can to continue to build and develop towards what I'm trying to achieve with life. And I have fun along the way. And that's pretty much my journey.
Okay, that's great. Such a wonderful journey you have with a very great mindset and positive thoughts. Okay, so it means that you have successfully built and scaled business. So, what are the key lessons you have learned along the way?
Well, I think when scaling a business, the biggest lessons I learned, I grew a corporate sales team of 7 people into a department of 17 over an 8-year period. They were doing £300,000 a year, and I grew it into a department doing 5.7 million a year over that 8-year period. And that was, done through innovation, technology innovation. It was done through collaboration, partnerships. It was done through pivoting and evolving and changing, and not just having one process, but lots of different sales and marketing processes. So, like, we started out as a telesales organization, but we grew into field sales and events and, partnerships, collaborations, affiliates, resellers, all sorts of things. So basically like finding new markets, a new way of promoting what you do and how you do it to new audiences and new customers, and growing with that. I learned to how to use technology in order to improve what existed in the old way of doing things, so that you're offering more efficient, more cost-effective solutions. I learned a lot, and growth is about growing through life and not just going through life. And the more you learn, the more you earn. The more you learn, the more you're able to adapt that learning, that knowledge into
Exactly.
new practices. Yeah, the more you apply your knowledge into actual action, the more wisdom you gain from the implementation of the action and the analysis and of the action. What worked, what didn't work. What can you do better, etc. So I think if you have a growth mindset, you're willing to learn and adapt. You have a good memory, which I have as well, which means you don't forget what you've learned. A lot of people, it goes in one ear out the other. I actually train my brain. I don't use diaries and various things that make your brain lazy. I remember my passwords and my usernames and my URLs and my prices, and I do everything in my head to train my brain. So it's like a muscle. If you make your brain as strong as an arm lifter or a power lifter makes his arms, then you'll retain information much better. Which means when you learn stuff, you don't forget it as well, which is important because entrepreneurialism is about problem solving, it's about overcoming obstacles and hurdles, and the more you remember and retain experiences and knowledges and ways around problems and hurdles and overcome them, the easier they are to overcome. And the more you apply your knowledge into action and take action and analyze the action and take learnings from the analysis of the action, the more knowledge you build on top of the existing knowledge that you had, which all of these
Exactly.
they help you to overcome problems, to do things that other people can't do. They help you to to continuously expand and grow. And that's what life's about. Is about becoming the best person you can in order to achieve the best things that you can, and to make as big an impact as you can. Because you've only got one life, you might as well enjoy it and make it impactful. Then get to the end of your life wishing you'd done things differently, with a heap load of regrets. I try and live a life with no regrets, and do advise other people to try and do the same.
Yes, you are absolutely right. I agree with your point, and I think so. Every upcoming day gives us an opportunity to learn something new. One should never stop their learning, no matter how old he or she is. I also believe on these things. Okay, so mashallah, you are a successful entrepreneur and you are very much acknowledged about this field. So, what do you think that what qualities do every successful entrepreneur should develop or should have?
Yeah, so I think the qualities entrepreneurs need and usually have, especially the successful ones, is it's a mixture of things that go into an entrepreneur, and not everyone is the same, and not everyone has the same mixture. But some of the qualities that make successful entrepreneurs are drive, ambition, passion, enthusiasm. Yeah, because you've got to be able to overcome problems, and if you're not driven, if you're not passionate, if you're not enthusiastic, then you're going to find that hard to do that. Also, if you're not willing to change and evolve and adapt, then you might not be able to find a way around the problems because you're not willing to look for them. If you're not willing to keep working on yourself, the most important asset you'll ever have, including your health and your well-being and your mental health, as well as your skills and knowledge and expertise. If you're not willing to grow yourself, your most important asset in the world, then you're gonna, struggle through life because you ain't willing to change and you ain't willing to learn the things you need to learn. So that's key, for entrepreneurs. I think people skills and understanding when you know something about something and when you don't, and maybe reaching out to other people who are experts and more expert than you in certain areas is a key skill for entrepreneurs to have. Sales
Exactly.
and marketing, yeah. Sales and marketing, the basic skills that everyone needs in order to build a business or to build entrepreneurial success. Some people don't think they need to know how to sell or to market a business because they got other people to do it. But if you're a leader in a business, you've got to be able to show people the way. You also need to be able to know what's going on to actually analyze what other people are doing for you and know whether you're getting the best results out of that or not. Plus, just to get people to work for you, to, to date you, to collaborate with you, to believe in you, to invest in you, you need sales and marketing skills. You need to be able to market what it is that you're doing to the right audience. You need to be able to shake hands on deals and close business and win new customers and new partners and new investors and all sorts of things. So even if you're not directly involved in sales or the sales of your business, you still need sales skills and you need to understand enough about sales to know what's going on in your organization and how to manage the people who are doing.
Okay.
So yeah, other things I think qualities you need to be consistent. You need to be a good problem solver. Um, you need to be able to utilize
Yes.
technology, especially this day and age, because technology, gives you efficiencies and yeah, all of that. You need to be able to build systems and processes, or at least find people who can build them for you, so you can replicate what you do and make it efficient, and you can build value into your business. Um, all sorts of things go into the mix, but that's some of the main ones.
Yeah, many qualities you have told, and I think so. Consistency matters much more, and the another thing you said that one should be a problem solver. And our school, Rehan School, also teaches how to become a problem solver, not only a student.
Yeah, also to be not to be a quitter. That's one of life's important lessons you need to learn, because like
Yeah.
we all we all couldn't walk at some point, and then we didn't quit, and we learned how to walk. Yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
anything in life. We can learn how to do anything if we just don't quit at it. We can get better. We can improve if we just don't quit. So just never give up on anything. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so Mike, what advice would you like to give someone who wants to start a business but is afraid of taking the first step? Because you know that everyone has a desire to build a business or build their own brand, but many one have a fear of failure. So, what advice would you like to give them?
Yeah, well, first of all, the fear of failure don't exist really. Failure doesn't exist. All failure is just lessons. Yeah, it's just education. It's knowledge. It's information. So failure don't exist except if you fail to take the information from the failure. Okay, so no failure really.
Okay,
Yeah, but if you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, then you're failing to take the lessons that you need to learn. But it might take you 10,000 times to fail until you get to succeeding. Doesn't matter as long as you learn something along the way. But failures don't really exist. It's lessons, and when you're starting out, you don't know what you don't know, and that's a problem because there's lots of things you don't know, and you need to learn those things to overcome them. So you need a mentor, or you need a plan and a strategy and a way of getting to where you want to get to. So research is important. Find out as much as you can about what it is you're trying to go into or trying to achieve or do, so that you can put a roadmap and a blueprint in place to help you get there. And a mentor can help you do that massively, or a coach. Um, so that's something people get wrong early on. When you're picking your brand and your name, etc., pick something that's going to stand out, be remembered, like the Welsh Dragon. You know, pick something that means something that's not just so obscure or abstract, or that people don't know what it means or don't know what it understands. Yeah, so concentrate on building your brand. When you're working in this day and age, digital marketing and all of that, you need to build a unique identifier, something that stands alone, so that you can find all of the hashtags and the names that you need for your business and the domain names and all of the collateral that you need for your business. You want it to be consistent and the same, so you've got to pick something that's unique, that's not being used by anyone else. Um, that sort of thing. And then, you know, be having a business is about making money. So you need to find ways to make money. You need to be able to market yourself. You need to be able to sell yourself. You need to be able to close business. You need to be able to build trust and connections. You need to be able to collaborate with others. You need to be able to bring that money in. And once you bring that money in, you need
yes,
to hold onto it and not just waste it on things you don't need, that other people tell you need, because you're new to business and you don't understand what you do and don't need. And you need to be able to hold on to your money and invest it in things that you actually will help you grow your business. You shouldn't spend it on anything that's not going to help you grow your business in some way, because most businesses fail in the first 5 years because they're of cash flow, because they're not either not making enough money, or they're making money but they're spending on things
yes,
that don't. Yeah. So I have a process of like, do I want it? Do I need it? Must I have it? And must I have it now? And if I must have it now, then I'll buy it. And if I don't, if I must have it but I don't need it now, I'll put it off until when I do need it. And if it's something I want, but I must, it's not something I need. It's just something I want, and it's not something I need right now. Then just because I want it, it don't mean I have to have it. Yeah, I can actually be patient, and I can wait until I've built enough money into the business
yes.
that I can afford to buy things that I want, and not just things that I need. So things like that are important lessons, to learn in the early days. There's a lot of things you need to learn. That's why starting a business is hard. It's tough. You've got to do a lot of things in the early years that you don't have to do in the latter years. But they're things that need to be done. So you have to be willing to go through what you've got to go through, and achieve what you've got to achieve in order to get where you want to get to.
Yeah, such a good suggestion you have given. I hope that now, if anyone who is fear of starting business will follow these advices and start their business. Okay, so Mike, I have also come to know from your profile that you're also an author.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to write books, and what message do you hope readers take away?
Well, I always wanted to write a book. I think everyone's got at least one book in them, but generally most people have got way more than one book in them. I'm a lifelong learner, so I've learned a lot of stuff, and I like helping and sharing that with other people. So I wanted to write a book. I wrote my first book during COVID, during the lockdown period. I actually didn't publish that book. It was a cathartic exercise and got me into the habit of writing books. I've actually written over 240 ebooks since then as a way of sharing what I've learned about all the different aspects of life I've learned stuff in. I tend to write books about things I have some sort of expertise in because I think it's good to guide people with the right information and the right knowledge, etc. Um, but I also started writing books because I wanted to become a global speaker, and most global speakers and influencers in that area, they podcast, they write books, they content create. Success leaves clues. I follow the blueprint to what I need to do to get to where I want to get to. And I
Yeah.
like writing books. I like educating other people. And I don't want to become a global speaker because I want to be a global speaker, although I am ambitious and I am competitive. But I want to do it because I bigger stages and bigger platforms, which means I can help and educate more people. And that's ultimately my goal and my aim in life. So, it's important to understand what it is you're trying to achieve and then how to achieve it and what's the blueprint of it and who can you learn off to help you get there and that sort of thing. So, um, yeah, that's why I write books, and I enjoy it. And I've written 240 odd. My mission is to try and write 1,000 in 5 years. So I'm well on the way.
Yes, Mike, I really appreciate you, and I personally get much more inspiration from your experience, from your life journey and success story. So now, although I had many questions before starting this interview, but as you have given me answer in a very detailed way, so all thing has been cleared me, and now I feel acknowledged about the entrepreneur, about the author, about your life journey. So thank you so much, Mike, for your time, for your valuable insights and sharing your experience. I hope that my audience will also get much more appreciation from you, inspiration from your life journey. So take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you very much for doing what you do. Keep up the good work. And if anyone wants any more information from me, hashtag Fire from the Welsh Dragon should help you find some more content. And if you ever need any help, Pooja, with anything at all, reach out to me. I'm always here to help. Okay. Have a great
Okay,
day.
okay,
Okay.
thank you so much for your kind help. Okay. Okay, so guys, this was our today's guest, Mike Armstrong, and a successful entrepreneur and also an author and has much more experience about business. I hope you all get much more information from here and enjoy this session. So be happy, be positive, and stay connected with me for more upcoming sessions. Inshallah, we'll meet you very soon. Till then, Allah Hafiz.